Chicago, welcome into the Chicago Sports Podcast presented by Goose Island, the official beer of CHGO. Find one of their Chicago locations at gooseisland.com/locations. What's up, everyone? I am Kevin Kaduk, head of content at CHGO, joined this week by Mark the Carman in Studio B of the CHGO studios in the West Loop, and behind the board is Lawrence Benedetto.
Hello.
Our friend Casey Standahar is on assignment in Florida, a.k.a. vacay.
Yeah, on assignment.
Congratulations for taking your vacation. Good to see you guys.
What's going on, Carm?
Part 2, baby. Let's go.
So we already did the first 7 minutes of this. If you're still sticking with us on YouTube, we appreciate you. You're going to have to go through some of these ad reads. If you're listening to this on the podcast, we appreciate you. You will be listening to this for the first time. But August 25th at Cog Hill, course number 2, Ravines, will play host to the CHGO Kickoff Classic. We put these on sale last Thursday. Tickets are going pretty well. So if you want to secure your individual spot, your twosome, your foursome, make sure you check us out at allchgo.com. Your entry fee includes 18 holes with a cart, an exclusive Pins and Aces tee gift for every player, access to buying a limited edition Pins and Aces CHGO polo, which looks pretty sweet. You can see it on the graphic. There'll be a hole contest. We'll have giveaways and then prizes for those contest holes. There will also be awards for winning teams and the last place team. There will be lunch, drinks, and a ceremony after the round. I cannot wait for this. I went out golfing on Saturday. 2 of the guys that I was with were pretty good golfers. One guy shot a 76. Another guy shot an 81. Makes you feel pretty bad, but because I was like in the 110s. They said that they like Ravines better than Dubs Dread.
Listen, we could be on some open field, and I'm going to enjoy myself because I'm going to be in a cart. I'm going to drink some Goose Island, and I'm going to hit some golf balls, and we're going to hang with everybody who's coming out, and can't wait to see everybody out there. So
there's prize for the last place team. Seems like it might be.
I don't know how that works.
Well, I mean, if I just never finish, do I win the prize?
That's cheating. You got to finish. Come on. We've got high level integrity on this tournament.
Okay. All right.
I mean, I've invited some people, and one of whom is coming can't golf at all. So I would say that I'm in the running early on with my foursome.
I have a golf story.
Here we go.
So we were out there. We had 3 guys with a total of 3. And at the turn, this guy comes up and he says, I want to join you guys. Is that cool? A little older than us. He says he's retired. He's from Florida. He's up here because his parents are sick or something or other. So he's golfing on, sure, join us. We actually had a Bluetooth speaker going. The guy I was with was a big jam band fan, so he's streaming Fish and Goose and whatever else you can think of. And so he's loving the music. He's like, I'm going to buy drinks for everyone. Freaking great, right? Now this guy's going to buy drinks for the rest of the day. He's a retired craft executive, so I think he had some money.
That craft singles.
Cart girl pulls up. He buys 1 beer, and then that's it.
Oh, my God.
I was
fired.
Like, And I wasn't going to, just jump in, but he didn't say, what do you guys want? He said, I'll just have 1. I think he bought a...
So he told you he would buy drinks?
Yes.
And then proceeded to buy himself a drink and not offer to buy you drinks?
Correct. He did have a 1-hitter.
Okay.
Which he offered us. I did not want to do that on a golf course with a stranger. So fine. We golfed the next 7 holes. It's a great time. A very nice guy. Learn about him.
When the rubber hits the road and that cart girl comes in, it's $7-8 for those beers.
No, it was like $24 for a 6-pack. It wasn't even that bad.
24 for a 6. He wasn't willing to do it.
So fast forward to the 18th hole.
Oh boy.
He's like, I got everyone's drinks in the bar. All right, here.
Okay,
he's coming through.
I'm ordering a
double.
double.
No way he goes back to back.
He's coming through. We tee off. He looks at us. He goes, I'm gonna turbo play this guy. I'm gonna turbo play this one, guys. Good playing with you. And then plays the hole in like 5 minutes. By the time we get up to the green, he's already slamming his trunk and driving off.
That's amazing.
It was like a Larry David, some sort of Larry David situation was being played on us.
I am so upset. I would have gotten into my car and hunted that guy down.
To be clear, he did not owe us anything. He did. He was a good player. He played well. He was fine. But don't promise 2 drinks on 2 separate occasions.
That's horrible. That's unacceptable on so many levels. Just
Very weird. Very weird.
You barged in, you impacted the round, then you made promises, you lifted our excitement, and then you squashed us. And now I'm still talking about how many years later?
This was 5 days ago.
Okay, well, whatever.
Yeah. Hey, we're having a CHO Cubs and White Sox takeover July 26th and August 16th. So if you want to go to the south side, that'll be the July 26th one. If you want to go to the north side, August 16th. All tickets come with a pregame meetup at a bar and a free CHO t-shirt. Again, check out allcho.com for details. And a little bit of a spoiler alert. In 2 weeks, we're going to be out at the National Sports Collectors Convention at the Donald E. Stevens Convention Center in Rosemont. That's like the huge autograph show. If you go and look at that list, like anybody you liked in the 1980s or 1990s is there.
I'm excited.
Also, Shane Bieber is going to be there, and I think he's playing the Sox later that day. So
making a little money, then coming to be the White Sox.
Hopefully he hurts his hand signing autographs.
Coming for you, Shane Bieber. Miracle second half of the season.
We're going to be handing out. We're going to be giving out tickets on our social and our podcast. But if anyone wants these 2 tickets, hit me up in my Twitter DMs, and I will send you some.
Notice he said Twitter, not Threads.
I don't know about Threads, man.
I think it's.
We already went over it last week.
I've yet to thread it up.
I've kind of already forgot it existed.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm out on Immaculate Grid.
I'm also out. I actually just deleted the tab this morning. I don't have time for that shit.
It's too stressful.
It really is.
I have too much. Like Wordle, you get it done in like a minute and a half, 2 minutes maybe if it's
it's
a little harder. It's
like,
one word.
Remember some guys.
I cannot sit there and think of who played for the Orioles and Diamondbacks and then feel bad about it for the rest of the day.
Correct.
There was part of me, I'm like, all right, I'm going to at least maybe just do like the award winners. That'll be fun and fulfilling.
No.
I just can't do it.
Yeah, I deleted it.
Sorry, Immaculate Grid. Sorry, baseball reference.
Yeah,
Still
baseball
love
reference
you.
just bought it. Just bought it like this week.
Yeah.
And I'm out.
Your breast of sports knowledge is impressive, Kaduk. You too, Benedetto.
My what?
I mean, you would think so, but when you're sitting there and they're like, name Arizona Diamondback who made the All-Star team, like
Randy Johnson.
No idea.
That'd be my first guess.
Yeah, by the way, I effed up Randy Johnson. I think it was Diamondbacks and Mariners, and I somehow did not connect that. And I was so mad at myself. I was like, "Are you?"
Yeah, I'm sitting here in the morning. I'm trying to get some good vibes going for the day. Hey, who's the Cleveland Indians pitcher who threw 3,000 strikeouts? Bob Feller. Wait a minute, Bob Feller was in World War II and only got like to 2,400. Now I've got a strike. No more Immaculate Grid.
Yeah, that was
right
one
off
I didn't
the bat.
get right. CC Sabathia, I believe, was the answer you were looking for there.
Probably.
Is that right? No.
I don't know.
Phil Necro?
I don't know. I don't think Necro struck out 3,000. Anyways, do we have anything else to promote? No, I think it's time.
This week's Taking Care of Business award winner, powered by ComEd, we're giving it to Justin Steele. We sent out 4 Chicago athletes to Seattle for the All-Star game. Only one appeared in the game, and that was Justin Steele. He punched out one batter in a scoreless fifth as the National League won in the first time in forever.
Congrats to Steele. Congrats to the Cubs. Congrats to the National League. It actually was bothering me that they hadn't won an All-Star game in forever.
Was it really?
It really was, actually. And congrats to the 6 people that watched it. Worst ratings in history.
I feel bad. I had no idea the MVP. I'd never heard that guy's name before.
Correct. I seriously, I came in the next day. I'm like, I've never heard of that guy. He's on the Rockies. Cool. Didn't know him.
Yeah. Diaz?
In 20 years, when Immaculate Grid is in my brain, I will remember whatever his name, Diaz, won the MVP award in the All-Star.
It was really cool to see Justin Steele, though, share that experience with his son and his family and Cubs fans, because here's a guy, even though he's young and he could be the future of the Cubs rotation, spent a lot of time riding buses, spent a lot of time hurt, had Tommy John surgery. And for him to go and do that and be in that position, to me, is really cool. And we got cut off at this time last time in our show. But I was saying, like, that's what's cool about the Major League Baseball All-Star Game to me is when you look at the NBA and the NHL All-Star Games, there's not a lot of variance. Like, the stars are making it year after year. You don't get a guy who, slummed it in, Dubuque for, I don't know why I said Dubuque, wherever.
Close enough.
Shout out to Dubuque.
Dubuque, shitty city, right?
Dubuque.
I mean, I don't even know. It's
I like Dubuque.
It's got cliffs.
Yeah.
You don't like Dubuque.
But you know what I'm saying? Like,
I went to a nice wedding in Dubuque many years ago.
Okay, you don't like Dubuque.
Wedding in Dubuque.
Hey,
Great indie song.
When the wife's family's from Iowa, Dubuque's a great choice.
Anyhow, but you know what I mean? Like, the NBA is LeBron and Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook year after year. Major League Baseball, they allow some room for the common man in their All-Star games. And not to say Justin Steele is the common man, because we're hoping he's going to be the future of the Cubs rotation, but
he's the common man. He walks down the street and nobody knows who he is. His Q rating is right there with everybody in the studio.
Hey, I think his Q rating is going to go up after Ryan Herrera's article that he just posted today about him and Adbert Alzolay's friendship, which a very great article on ALLCITY.com.
I edited it last night.
Suggest you go read that if you haven't yet.
ALLCITY.com. Let's go.
I will say this. Brian LaHare, you don't think he'd go?
LaHare, wow.
He goes everywhere right now, and people say, hey, there's the 2012 All-Star, whatever year he made it for the Cubs.
I mean,
Brian LaHare.
You cannot take that away from him.
You cannot, and let's hope that we are not in that level of Cub time for much longer, although I don't see any light at the end of the tunnel. Story for the CHGO Cub
How about
show.
we talk about Luis Robert, who did what everyone pretty much thought he would do, which is hurt himself in the home run derby.
That was so disappointing. Dude makes the All-Star game. And by the way, All-Star game, go back to letting the players wear the jersey from their team. It's way better.
Yeah.
Come on.
Definitely.
There was, yeah.
But
we all agree to that, but we all know that they got to sell some terrible jerseys online for people who think they're cool.
Yeah, it's just a bad job. It's bad. It's penny wise, pound foolish.
Yeah.
Did you see what the Yankees, the Yankees sold a patch on their jersey. Yep. Okay, well, that's the way things are going. They're the Yankees. What is it? Is it Mercedes? Is it Rolex? Is it
Chico's bail bonds?
Star Insurance.
Sure. Yeah.
Trying to make a name for themselves.
Is this where the Yankees are? The first dollar that gets waved at them, they take?
I mean, kind of, yeah.
To besmirch the uniform that Babe Ruth and Joe DiMaggio and Mickey Mantle wore?
Larry David as George Steinbrenner is rolling over in his TV grave.
It's funny that part of the story I was watching on TikTok the other day. I didn't know that Larry was George until like a week ago. I didn't know it. I didn't know that.
You never made the connection?
No, not at all. I thought it,
Where's the Costanza? I can smell the calzones. I know he's in the building. Costanza!
Steinbrenner came out and actually filmed it, and he was so bad.
That's what it was.
Oh, that's what it was.
He had to call up George and cut him. Yeah. Hey, George, I got some bad news. Go ahead, I'm a big boy. You can tell me. Yeah, it just didn't work. Okay, no problem. Took him out of the show.
Got to fire George Steinbrenner. It's amazing.
He fired George.
Blackhawks. The Blackhawks had the Bell Tire thing on there. I actually kind of like that. I don't know why. Even though I don't like Bell Tire because I like discount. I'm a discount tire guy, and all Bell Tire does.
I'm a Costco tire guy.
All Bell Tire does is they're following the Burger King playbook. They go to where the McDonald's is, and then build across the street. Like that was a big thing. Like
I gotta be honest,
30-40 years ago,
they were building a structure by the local Menards by me, and I was like, ooh, what's this gonna be? Maybe it'll be a cool restaurant. Yeah. Nope, Bell Tire. Okay, great. I guess I'll.
Every time I see something like that, I'm like, I wonder if this will be like an In and Out.
Yeah, wouldn't that be?
I mean, it's not. I know that it won't.
It never will be. But yes, I always think that. And there's another one right at First Ave and North Avenue that they're starting to build now. And I'm like, ooh, what could it be? Probably gonna be something stupid.
I can't believe we got the Bell Tire and Just Tires, and I mean Firestone could be next year.
Roy Firestone.
Whenever I see like a tire deal, I get excited. 4 tires for $100. I'm like, I need that. I gotta go.
I'm on the Costco train now. I got the Costco tires now. It's there's not, you don't put air on the tires. You got to get the whatever the hell they're putting in the tires. I don't know what it is.
I don't know if I trust the technicians at Costco.
They seem like decent guys.
It was probably the guy that was putting the rotisserie chickens on the.
Love the rotisserie chickens at Costco. This could just be a whole show.
I mean, I guess maybe that is good training. Putting the rotisserie chicken on the spindle is probably very similar to putting a tire in a car.
I mean, I'm a big show's taking a weird turn here. The tire guy.
We're gonna shoot the shit today.
Rotis chick tire guy. What do you do for a living? I work at Costco. What do you do at Costco? I change the tires and I put on the Rotis chick. You like that gig?
I mean, it's like they're like twice the size of the regular rotisserie chicken you get at the Jewels. Same price.
There's some weird steroids going on in there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Speaking of the home run derby.
Yeah, there we go.
See, we're back.
We're back. All right. I want to talk about the Hall of Fame. Yesterday, the big headline coming out of the Bears was that Steve McMichael got a deserved semifinalist spot for the Hall of Fame. I think they're going to whittle it down to the finalist group in August 27th. But also sharing that headline was Virginia McCaskey is also a semifinalist for the Hall of Fame. Was I texting you about this last night?
You were not pleased.
Someone has grievances.
I have total grievances about this. I like Virginia McCaskey. I am on record as saying that I like Virginia McCaskey for what she is. She is an old Catholic lady who watches the Bears and gets upset when they lose. That was my grandmother. So she is, she reminds me of my grandmother. I like that part of it. She doesn't belong anywhere near the Hall of Fame.
She certainly doesn't belong in the same breath as Steve McMichael.
Of course not. Or anyone else
How many
in there
sacks
right
does she
now.
have?
Right.
0.
I'm not pushing back on this. Keep going.
Come on, Virgie.
Like, what case could you possibly... And I'm seeing Bears bloggers like, yeah, well deserved. Those two people definitely belong in the Hall of Fame.
Because they think that if they say something nice about Virginia, they'll get credentialed and or get free Bears tickets and or Bears fans will like you because it's just popular to love Virginia. And I'm sure she's a lovely lady. I've never met her. I've heard great things. I read something super sweet about how Virginia and George went to dinner with Leslie Frazier when he was rehabbing after he tore up his knee back in 1986.
I mean,
all nice things.
Absolutely. And I think that is kind of one of the cool things about the Bears is that the McCaskies do seem like nice and upstanding people. And they're just generally kind of a Chicago family that happens to be worth $6 or $7 billion. None of it liquid, but
billion.
Right?
Yeah.
But she's just like been the owner of the worst period in the Cornerstone franchise's history. They've won nothing. Basically, not. I mean, they won what, 3 years into her tenure?
Well, what's the category they're trying to shove her in as? Like,
just as an owner, I guess.
As an owner. I mean, that's just stupid.
And I will say this too. We were talking about it on text last night. I don't think owners should be in the Hall of Fame unless were really, really innovative. Right? I don't think Jerry Jones should be in the Hall of Fame. I don't think Robert Kraft should be in the Hall of Fame.
Agreed.
But I mean, like, if you're going to set the bar for like an owner in the Hall of Fame, it should probably be Robert Kraft. It probably should be Al Davis. It probably should be
Al Davis is an interesting one because he was
just win, baby.
But
Lamar Hunt, like,
yeah.
I mean, George Halas, right? George Halas belongs in the Hall of Fame, but he was also a player.
Not NFL, but Bill Veeck, who we mentioned yesterday, innovative, did things that nobody ever thought of, was there for the fan.
Why is Bud Selig in the Hall of Fame?
I have no idea.
Yeah, seriously. Did he put him?
And I like Bud Selig. I actually do like Bud Selig.
Oh, I've never liked him.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah,
Just a car dealer from Milwaukee.
Okay,
I mean,
I have no thoughts on Bud Selig.
Yeah. I just see him shrugging his shoulders at the All-Star game, like, I don't know. I guess we're gonna call it a tie.
Just boring to listen to and a disaster around the steroids.
But I mean, someone made a comment on Twitter. Well, she's been the leading woman in the NFL, which I mean doesn't reflect on the NFL. I mean, there's not a lot to choose from, right? at this point.
She's not been the leading woman in the NFL.
No.
That's not accurate.
And she would have never had the position that she had her brother not died. Like maybe her brother's getting into the Hall of Fame at this point had he not died and somehow put together a good football organization.
I mean, she probably appreciates it, but is also embarrassed by it. Like, just let Virginia be Virginia, a sweet, old, proud lady who loves the Bears.
Right.
Period. And there's nothing wrong with that. But to your point, I'm not exactly sure what the Hall of Fame qualifications are here, other than the fact that she's been around football her whole life and that she's obviously supremely connected to George Halas, that Kevin Warren would say that when he touched the hands of Virginia McCann.
Yeah, it's like the nepotism Hall of Fame or something. Like, what are we doing, right? Like,
but it's not going to keep. I'm not going to lose any sleep at night.
Also on that list, Art Modell. Like, why? Like, Art Modell stole a team from a city.
Yeesh. Yeah, that's weird.
It is weird, and so it's the good old boy network, man.
So long as you don't put the Packers fans on the Hall of Fame for owning the Packers, right?
Who would be the Green Bay? I mean, Lombardi. Trying to think, like, who else could you put in the Hall of Fame that's like
Paul from Aquanago and his orange camouflage overalls.
The guy who's got a house right by Lambeau and sells parking for $20 has been there for 40 years. Get him in there. Rico, Tino, Robert, whoever his name is. My guy. It's an awesome place to go, Bears fans. Head on up there, Pepe. What's up, Ravi? I see you. Alexandre. You feel better?
I do feel a little bit better.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good.
All right, we're going to get into a little discussion about Chicago athletes who aren't in the Hall of Fame but probably should be. Retired Chicago athletes. We want to narrow down the conversation a little bit. So Jonathan Taves is not going to be in this conversation, even though it looks like he's on the precipice.
May retire, yeah.
But
you know what else would make you feel better before we get to that?
Sunnyside?
Hey, now.
Sunnyside is your home for judgment-free cannabis shopping. It's a place where all kinds of visitors are welcome to explore, discover, and purchase a wide array of high-quality products. Sunnyside has everything you need to elevate your summer. It is your one-stop shop for all your cannabis needs, just like that guy on the golf course was for me last Saturday.
Here we go. I guess, you know, he probably would have not actually offered that to you, but anyway.
Yeah. No matter where you are on your cannabis journey, Sunnyside is there. It offers easy online ordering and in-store pickup, great transparent loyalty program, Sunnyside Rewards. It is Illinois' favorite dispensary from city to suburbs, Wrigleyville to River North, Champaign to South Beloit. And Sunnyside features their house of brands like Mindy's, best tasting gummy and chocolate edibles, created by James Beard award-winning chef Mendy Siegel with Cresco Labs. There's also good news, which is gummies, rechargeable vape pens, and carts, perfect for those great moments with the crew. Right now through August, head to sunnyside.shop and use code CHGO25 at checkout for 25% off your total order, one use per customer, not stackable with other promotions. That's not only for new customers, anyone can use that code. Pick up everything you need to elevate your summer with the code CHGO. Must be 21 plus or an Illinois MedCard holder.
Take out the sun with gear built to last. You love it. You know it. Our friends at Shady Rays have you covered for the summer that is left ahead and winter too, with the premium polarized shades at an affordable price. Shady Rays is the independent sunglasses company with the world-class product. You know it. You love it. You lose them. You break your pair. Day one, day whatever. They will send you a brand new pair. No questions asked. You can wear those Shady Rays with confidence. If you don't like them, by the way, they will send them. You send them back in within 30 days. You get your money back. So it's no risk when you shop. Shady Rays always has your back. Exclusive for you, the CHGO listener. Shady Rays giving out the best deal of the season. Go to shadyrays.com. Use that code CHGO. You get 50% off 2 or more pairs of polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself. These shades rated 5 stars by over 250,000 people. I love my Shady Rays.
Yes.
I miss him. Bring him back.
I was wearing shitty Rays during that golf round. They did me well.
They always do you well, man. Get your shady Rays.
All right, let's get to this Hall of Fame discussion. Let's just go right off the bat. I say Chicago athlete not in the Hall of Fame. Grave injustice. First person that comes into your mind, Carm.
I'm going Sammy Sosa, baby.
Wow.
Yep. With the caveat, by the way, that if they're going to be putting in PED users, it bothers me greatly that Sosa is. I'm not saying he's as good as Barry and or Roger, but there's no way that his voting should be as off as to the others. The only guy in the history of the game to have 360 homer seasons, hit 609 home runs, MVP. He was in the top 10 MVP voting. Hold on a second, I put that in the notes here. Top 10 MVP voting. How many times? It was a lot. 7 times in the top 10. He had 4 straight seasons with an OPS greater than 1,000.
Crazy.
Sammy was a great player, man.
People just didn't like him. He treated the media like shit, and it came back to bite him. He treated his teammates like crap, and it hurt him, rightly or wrongly, and probably wrongly.
Yeah.
But, I mean, like you said, it is reflected in the vote totals. Neither Bonds nor Clemens got in on the writers' ballot, but their vote totals were much higher than Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire.
Yeah, I mean, those guys were at 50%, and Sosa was at 6. I'm like, come on, man. Dude was a phenomenal player. Give him his due.
Lawrence, who stands out to you as someone who's not in the Hall of Fame who should be?
Give me Norm Van Leer.
That's the gravest injustice of everyone.
48 minutes of basketball. Give me Norm. I don't care. I work with Norm. He was my favorite. I want Norm to go.
I don't. Does he actually really have a Hall of Fame case? I can't profess to know.
Okay, fine. I don't know. He deserves to be in the rafters at United Center. That's for sure.
Okay. So to me, the ones that are interesting, Dick Allen, I think obviously belongs in. I thought everyone thought he was going to get in when Minnie Minoso just got in on the last veterans ballot, and that didn't happen. But Dick Allen is another guy that maybe didn't have a great relationship with baseball writers. That cost him. Also didn't have like a really super long career in terms of things. Like he played for 15 seasons, so his homers he only has 351 career homers, which doesn't really stand out so much. But I mean,
game changer.
Like Goose Gossage is quoted as saying that's the best baseball player I ever saw. Like Goose Gossage played for a long time and played against a lot of great players. Dick Allen won the 1964 Rookie of the Year with Philadelphia. He won the 1972 AL MVP with the White Sox. Is kind of credited with saving the White Sox for a lot, because there was, I mean, at that point in time, it wasn't unthinkable that the White Sox could be pulling up stakes and moving somewhere else.
When you hear people that were alive and watched Dick Allen play, I'm not saying it's to the Gale Sayers level, but it's kind of close. Like, right. They loved Dick Allen. So, I mean, I was born in 1973, not to date myself officially. So, I wasn't alive for the AL MVP season, and I didn't obviously experience. But when I look back at it and the excitement around it, it almost feels to me like similar to when the Hawk got to the North Side and what he was able to do. Like there's some similarities there.
2 inside the park home runs in one game.
That's unbelievable.
So, you ever seen the highlights for that? That's pretty fun.
I don't think I have seen that. Yeah.
I mean, just for the SI cover alone, where he's got the SIG in his mouth.
So cool.
Yeah.
The red and white.
Coolest. Yeah. The red and white, which the Sox should always bring back.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he passed away, 3-4 years ago, so he won't, when it actually does happen, he won't be alive to enjoy it, which sucks. I mean, it's the Ron Santo plan, which is, and hopefully the like Pro Football Hall of Fame will do the right thing, induct Steve McMichael, and I think Dan Pompei has done a great job laying out his case. When you look at that, I mean, McMichael's case is pretty damn good. And if they make that, then hopefully also that Steve makes it to see it, because one of the things that went around, I don't know if you guys talked about it on today's Bears show, but they showed him yesterday, you're a semifinalist, and got a smile out of him. And
yep.
you know, we've all seen Steve McMichael, and it's not a condition that anyone should be in, and for him to get that smile is really cool.
Yeah, no, it's heartbreaking to see Mongo now, and also the man just got so much courage to keep on fighting through ALS. I can't even, I mean, in the history of can't imagine and never want to imagine, all of it just looks beyond horrible.
It's just like one of those things, like, can we just, I know there's protocols, I know there's voting, can you just rubber stamp this? Like,
right,
it's going to be an inevitability. Like, can the guy, you know, just rest in peace knowing he was in the Hall of Fame? Like, I don't know.
Well, and you look at the stats too. I mean, 15 years in the league, 155 consecutive games, 92 plus. I mean, it's just obvious that he got overlooked playing on the greatest defense of all time, and Hampton and Singletary and Dent got all the shine, but he was right there just as integral.
Yeah. Lawrence, for the Blackhawks, 2 names I want to throw at you.
Okay.
Steve Larmer.
Heard of him.
Should he be a Hall of Famer?
Yeah.
Jeremy Roenick.
Yep. I mean, I love Roenick just for NHL 93.
Yeah, 94.
Was it 94 he was better?
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, come on. Like, those teams were, I mean, they were great teams that just never did it all. But I mean,
Steve Larmer was kind of in Dennis Savard's shadow for a long while, and then it took him a while to win the Stanley Cup that he finally did with the 94 Rangers. But did you know he played in 884 straight games, which puts him at 3rd on the Iron Man list for the NHL? And he would have broken that record most likely had he not gotten into a contract dispute with Bill Wirtz.
Yeah. Another reason to punch
so
that guy.
He had 441 goals, 571 assists in 1,006 career games. So that's a point per game pace for your entire career.
And one of the greatest names,
Steve Larmer.
Well, just when Pat
Larmer.
I mean, come on. Yeah. Foley with Larmer was unbelievable. Larmer, Bannerman.
Now, Roenick is one of only 46 players to hit that 500-goal mark. I mean, he played for a long time. He had 513 goals, 703 assists in 1,363 games. He never won a Stanley Cup. You know, didn't win a gold medal ever with Team USA. I think those are kind of the knocks against him, and maybe that he played for maybe a little while longer than he should have or whatever. And
great hair, though.
Great hair. I mean, I think you think of the Hawks in the 1990s. That's
just
Jeremy
prototypical,
Roenick.
Yeah. Just like the guy that skate by and also just hit you on the way too.
Yeah, and is within, you know, probably the top 2 lines of greatest American-born players ever. I don't know if that should matter or not, where you come from in the Hall of Fame, but hit 50 goals twice. So,
yep.
And he made Wayne Gretzky's head bleed in Swingers. So
I don't know if I don't think Duncan Keith is eligible yet, but he'll eventually get in there. I mean, probably pretty quickly. So I don't think that's a debate.
No, he's right. When it's his time, Dunk's going in.
Corey Crawford is one that I think is going to be interesting. I think if Corey Crawford ever gets in, we're going to be old men. It's probably going to take a while.
He's
already old.
Easy.
I mean,
his thing's going to be like Mongo, overshadowed on a great team.
I would just like Carm to die at some point with the knowledge that Corey Crawford is in the Hall of Fame is what I'm saying.
I mean, I walked in here, I was told that I was like, can you show up on Tuesday before you go on vacation? Now I'm getting wished to be dead before.
No, I'm not saying I wish you dead. I just hope that when you die, Corey Crawford is in the Hall of Fame.
I got it. Thank you so much.
Came out a little awkwardly, but
I really appreciate that.
I didn't think it was awkward.
Well,
I'm glad to be here.
You said the way you said it. You said like you wanted him dead, but knowing that Crawford was in the Hall of Fame.
I will die better if Crawford's in the Hall of Fame. Thank you.
Yeah. Our guy Joe Wilkovich says, forget his health. Mongo was one of the best defensive linemen of his time. Deserved to be in the Hall before his ALS. I agree with that completely. So,
no doubt.
Yeah.
Yep.
Who else are we looking at here? Devin Hester. I think we've argued this. We might get a weird Carm take here.
No, we're not. Get him in. Let's go.
Okay.
I'm not going down that road at all.
Lance Briggs.
That doesn't feel like that. Feels like the Hall of Very Good to me.
Yeah, I feel like the Lamborghini should be in the Hall of Fame.
Anyone else out there for the Bears?
No, that's where we got to. Yeah. But we did it, Did you say Buehrle for the White Sox?
Yeah, I think Mark Buehrle is the one real interesting one.
Any man that could finish a game in under 2 hours before the pitch clock deserves
no hitter, perfect game, winning a World Series, saving a World Series after a few beers.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
he's also a Hall of Very good in my mind, but Buehrle.
And he loves dogs. Give him in the Hall of Fame. Let's go.
5-time All-Star, 4-time Gold Glove winner. The weird strike against him is his ERA is pretty high. 3.81 ERA over 16 Major League seasons. The thing is, you put him in, then you got to put Andy Pettitte in. I don't want that.
He's in the Hall of Fame for guys you want on your team. You want Mark Buehrle on your roster.
His highest Cy Young finish was 5th, which doesn't feel right for a Hall of Famer, right? But he had 14 straight seasons of 200-plus innings. 7 pitchers have done that.
Was this Immaculate Grid?
7 pitchers have done that. 14 straight seasons of 200-plus innings. Can you name the 6 others?
Is Greg Maddux on that list?
Yeah, of course.
That's about as
you
far
won't
as
get the
I
other
can go.
ones.
Nolan Ryan?
No.
He probably blew out his arm one of those years.
Christy Mathewson.
Sure, yeah, I remember him.
Warren Spahn.
Yep.
Gaylord Perry.
Tom Levin.
Greg Maddux.
Okay.
Phil Niekro. Don Sutton.
There it is.
What are all those guys have in common?
Atlanta Braves.
They're all just for men users?
They're all in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, okay.
Did all those a bunch of those guys just died recently? Gaylord Perry just died. Didn't Phil Niekro just die? Or was that Joe Niekro? No, Phil Niekro. And Don Sutton just died, right?
Don Sutton's a little while ago now. I feel like. Phil Niekro went in the Hall of Fame in 1997.
Yeah, I don't think I don't think Buehrle is in quite that class of those 6 guys, but it's kind of an interesting thing. I mean, really shines a light on how special he was. Someone wrote an article fairly recently saying, as baseball gets more specialized and these starters can't go past 200 innings, can't go past the 5th or 6th inning, we're really going to appreciate Buehrle for that. And I don't know, maybe if we do that, maybe his case kind of changed, and then we, like Bert Blyleven, we changed the way we saw him kind of as time went on. You never know. I mean, the right person gets your cause and champions you.
How about that play he made going down the first baseline where he threw it between his legs?
Yeah.
That was amazing. Just put him in the Hall for that.
Yeah. Fine. No argument. That was an incredible play. Flip between the legs with his mitt.
Yeah, it was like the play of the year in the game 5 or something.
Great bare hand by Konerko too.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't a hard play, but it was just cool ending of that play.
A lot of good memories there for White Sox fans. They don't make memories like that really anymore on the South Side.
Not recently.
No, they just get injured in home run derbies.
All right. We are so excited to partner with our friends at Circle K. Check out your local Circle K for the best coffee, beer, and snack selection and premium gas. Look out for freebies and giveaways down the road. Circle K is really the best spot to check out your favorite road trip snacks, good deals. If you're running out of milk, going to Circle K. I actually saw a new Circle K the other day in Glen Ellen and on Roosevelt Road.
There it is.
That's all.
Shout out to that Circle K location.
They became a CHGO sponsor. Now there's a new one in Glen Ellen.
Yeah, I don't know if it's new. It might have always been there. Now I noticed it.
Narrative. Come on.
It's like when you buy a car and then you see.
Don't let the facts get in the way of a good story.
Anyway, thanks to Circle K for sponsoring CHGO. Visit the nearest Circle K to pick up all your favorite finds.
So you're looking for tickets for concerts, games, sports. You're stressed out. You want to get into the Cubs and the Red Sox tomorrow. First game after the break. Go to Game Time Tickets. I have been using Game Time a ton lately. I used it to buy Dave Matthews Band tickets up in Milwaukee, which was an awesome show. And then I also used it. I needed 8 tickets for Cub game. Game Time had the best price that I could possibly get. Phenomenal job by Game Time Tickets, as always. What you want to do is download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the code CHGO. And you get $20 off your first purchase. You actually could be in the money. If you go to the Fire game on Saturday night, they're selling for $11, so you're probably getting in for straight free.
That much?
11.
What's Cubs and Red Sox look like this weekend?
Cheapest ticket for Cub and Red Sox right now is $51 to get in. With fees, it's $74. So, $20 up, you're in for $54 to see the Cubs and the Red Sox.
Not bad.
Once again, download that Game Time app, create the account, use the code CHGO, $20 off. Terms of plan again, create an account, redeem the code CHGO for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, the lowest prices, guaranteed. Game Time tickets.
So if you could go to any game with Game Time this week, where would it be?
That's good.
Or show at the Windy City Smokeout Festival.
That's good.
Darius Rucker's playing there.
That's
I know you're a big Darius Rucker
I am
guy.
a huge Darius Rucker fan.
I got to tell you, the Chicago Fire are actually playing well. It's very weird. They're becoming relevant.
Are they?
Yeah. So you got the Toronto FC coming to town on Saturday, and tickets are cheap.
What about a Lauren Spencer Smith at the House of Blues tomorrow? Anybody seen her?
No idea
I've
who
never
that
heard
is.
of her.
No.
I've never heard of her either, but she looks interesting. Is she a comedian or I guess House of Blues, she's playing music?
Le Tigre is playing, is it Le Tigre?
Yeah.
Le Tiger?
Yeah, Le Tigre. Yeah.
They're playing the Salt Shed, $9.
There you go.
All right.
Kansas is still touring, and apparently they're a draw. $60 to get in to see Kansas.
Goodness gracious. Where's that at?
Kansas is...
A terrible
I'm
band.
going to apologize to any Kansas fans who are listening to the show right now. You could take Kansas's entire catalog, wipe it off every classic rock station. No one would know.
It's at the Chicago Theater, Lawrence. You get in for $44 if you want to sit in the balcony.
Yeah, no.
Do you really want to hear Carry On My Wayward Son ever again?
No.
Didn't even know that was their song, and that song's terrible. I mean, it's the definition of average.
2 thumbs down from Carr.
Yeah, I'm not going to see Kansas.
Alicia Keys is playing the United Center next Tuesday. So.
Now we're talking. We're getting a little more interesting.
That should be a good weekend. Hopefully we're past all this rain. And
Are we supposed to be past all the
I
rain?
don't know, are we?
I heard it was going to be raining this weekend.
We have another system coming in for this weekend.
We're never going to get out of this thing, man. Just move it along before the U.S. Open at the end of August. And Bears training camp for that matter. I don't want to be sitting out there in the rain every day. Ideally.
Anthony says, who is Mike Buehrle? Did we write Mike Buehrle in the...
We did not.
No.
Mark Buehrle, Anthony. Come on.
Did we?
I don't think we did. Yeah, these things happen.
Wah, wah. Yeah. It's been a busy day here at CHO.
It has.
Headquarters. So, any other thoughts on the Hall of Fame, Carm?
No, I mean, I gave my Sammy hot take. There's no, I mean, we didn't mention Derek. I hope that Derek gets in there someday.
That's an interesting one. Derek Rose Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I mean,
like every MVP is in the Hall of Fame.
I think there's one that isn't, but I have to double check that. But bottom line, youngest MVP in the history of the game is Derek Rose a Hall of Famer.
I have a hard time seeing it.
I don't think he's getting there, and I just hope he's in the Hall of Numbers Retired at the United Center. That's what I think
he will be.
I would think they would do it.
Lawrence, is Derek Rose a Hall of Famer? Break the tie.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
That'll do it. Put him in. Send him to Springfield.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to any of the Hall of Fames?
I have. I've been to Springfield. I have not been to Cooperstown.
Not Cooperstown.
No.
So Cooperstown is the only one I've been to, and it's awesome. It's super cool. Although Cooperstown, not that. I mean, it's a nice downtown.
Yeah.
The houses around are like all these like old rundown Victorian houses, and you would think that like usually like you go out to the countryside. There's big cities around. People go out. I'm going to fix up this house. There's just like a lot that are like looking that they're about ready to fall apart.
It's hard to get there.
I hear it's hard to get there, but an amazing experience when you do.
Yeah,
I'd love to go.
It's fun.
It's quite a drive.
CHGO road trip.
I'm
we
not
went
going
for.
there.
I went for the Sandberg and Boggs induction in 2005.
Wow.
With my friend, and then with my dad and brother, we went for Frank Thomas and Greg Maddux and Tony La Russa.
Baseball family, man.
It was fun.
Yeah.
So, all right. We appreciate everyone joining us today on the Chicago Sports Podcast. Thanks for sticking with us through those hiccups. And we'll be back next week here at the CHGO studios. Carm won't be here. He'll be on vacation, but someone will be there.
Somebody will be here.
Next man up.
Next.
Thanks for joining us today on the Chicago Sports Podcast. See you next week.